Hello students, today in Commerce we are going to see about Unit 8, that means Chapter 22, the name of the chapter called Negotiable Instruments Act 1881. So it includes the so many procedures, the bill of exchange, the promissory note, the check. So how it relates, actually it's a paper type work only, but how it includes under the Instruments Act of 1881. Now first we are going to the meaning of the Negotiable Instruments Act. So this is the picture which I am showing in the new textbook of page number 187. A negotiable instrument means a transferable from one person to another in return for consideration. So for example, when we borrow something, we will be writing in a paper that so and so person has borrowed within 2 months, within 3 months, we will repay the amount. So that is also comes under the Negotiable Instruments Act of 1881. So that it is called as it can be transferable from one person to another person. Now slightly we are moving to the characteristics of the instrument. First one is it is a transferability from A to B, payable in order. Then the title of the holder free from all the defects. That means when a person taking the negotiable instrument in general faith and for the value in which it is known as the holder to the due course. The next is right of the transfer to sue. Sue in the sense we can get a claim. So for example, when the time lapses, so we can go and get back the amount. So that is called as a transfer to sue. So it may be a bill or a promissory note or a check which represents a debt. So the transfer is entitled to sue on the instrument in the name in case of any dishonor. Then, what are the presumptions of the Negotiable Instrument Act? So every negotiable instrument have been drawn, accepted in consideration, and it is presented, it have been accepted, and the date is to be mentioned, and before its maturity, within a reasonable time, it is perfumed, and the transfer of the negotiable instrument which have been made for the before the maturity, the holder of the negotiable instrument is presumed to be a holder in due course. So these are the presumptions. Now next we are going to the differences between negotiability and assignability. See, legal ownership. Negotiability means what? It passes to the transferee by mere endorsement. Endorsement means what? Whatever we are writing in a paper is also called as a endorsement. But assignability means what? An assignment which can be made by observing certain formalities. Then second one is notice. Notice is not necessary for the negotiable instrument, but in case of assignability, in case of any action, so it may be transfer regarding debt to the debtor is necessary. Then nature of the title. So here the negotiable instrument title will get from the transferor, but here the transferee's title to the instrument is subject to the defect. Then consideration, the consideration is presumed. Here the assignee has to prove the consideration for the transferor. Okay. So again I recapitulate. Today we started with a new unit called a Negotiable Instrument Act of 1881, which includes a bill of exchange, promissory note, endorsement, and a check. Now directly we went to the meaning, the characteristics, the presumptions, and the differences between negotiability and assignability. Again, I will be continuing with the same lesson. Right then, thank you students.